What's up, guys? Welcome back to Real Bucs Talk, where we talk everything Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Today, we're going to go over our Super Bowl preview, which is going to be the Bucs versus the Kansas City Chiefs. The Buccaneers are finally at home, literally at home for this Super Bowl game. And now we're going to go over where the Chiefs are amazing on in their offense with Patrick Mahomes, with all their weapons, where the Bucs can exploit them, where they need to be really secure with. But let's break it down in a nutshell. We always talk about this first. Stop the run game. Make this team one-dimensional. It's a lot harder than you think, especially with the weapons they have. So what do you got to do first, Plus?
Yeah, absolutely. You got to stop the run. They're very creative in how they run the football. So that's going to be, very important that we're in our gaps, we're disciplined, and, sound tackling is going to be important. As you see here, I mean, they provide so many options that they can do on one play. They have, the jet sweep, and then they have Patrick Mahomes having the option to run it himself, or he can pitch it to Travis Kelsey. So a lot of creativeness here, and it's really hard to stop. So you have to make sure you're just in the right mindset and right place to make sure it's contained.
Yeah, it's pretty much insane. This is this touchdown where Kelsey's actually gotten this in the past, where they just shovel it right here to him, and he just finds a little alley and gets in the end zone. I mean, they could have given it to him there too, and he had a touchdown there. But I mean, the options they have, the variability they can use with all their guys, the speed and space. I mean, as you can see here, quick little pitch off, and there he is down the sideline to the races. And one thing I always see, Travis Kelsey is usually that lead blocker. You can see him here at the end, lead blocking. He's a damn good blocker, not just a pass catcher. He's a well-rounded player. What do you see here?
Yeah, Miko Hardman is just like, I mean, he's just as fast as Tyreek Hill. So it's crazy that they have, guys like this. So a lot of just good athletic players that, once they get the ball in their hand, they're just very dynamic and tough to stop. So it's just well executed, well designed, and you know, again, they're going to show it here. This is a great play. I like how they reverse this. This time instead of they come around the backside, and that's just too much daylight for anybody to stop. So yeah, it's got to be ready for it.
And it's how fast. I mean, the speed and space is ridiculous on this team. Again, Travis Kelsey out there, lead blocking, giant holes. Look at the offensive lineman, 30, 40 yards down the field. Insane. This team it's fast, for a better term. And now the RPO option, Pat Mahomes, easy reach. He's just going to read what's going to happen in the middle of the field. Devin White's going to have to be on his toes, read his keys, what's going on, because Mahomes can just simply RPO this, fake the run. Where's the middle linebacker going? He's going to the side, middle of the field, wide open. And they like to get Tyreek Hill, the fastest player in the NFL, in the middle of the field, in space. What do you see here?
Right. I mean, Tyreek Hill he is the go-to guy, as you can see. And then it makes it tough when you have RPOs like this. They can really, create space with it. And, Tyreek is just really great at finding those holes and really attacking the middle of the defense. And then he's able to, get yards after the catch. So here again, just attacking the middle of the field, running overs, and makes it easy for the quarterback. That's for sure.
Yeah, and Buccaneer fans, Week 12, we all know what he did. 200 yards the first quarter, not that game, first quarter. But I mean, they're going to line him up inside against lesser corners, slot corners, guys that aren't as fast, aren't as agile. SMB's been proving it the past 3 games, 3 interceptions in a row. But Tyreek Hill is a whole other animal. We got to secure him, have a safety over the top. I mean, we'll prove it more and more as we go on, but we're just showing where they attack with Tyreek Hill. Middle of the field, he's smart as well. He's going to read if it's a zone. If no one's going with him, he's just going to turn around, plop down, be an option for Pat Mahomes. What do you like with this one?
Again, it's just his field awareness and understanding. But I mean, Mahomes is just freakishly good. I mean, the guy's coming at his face right here, and he still puts the ball right where it needs to be. And then Tyreek's tough enough to take the hit because he knows it's coming and still make the catch, and then fight for more yards. So yeah, it's a really good combo. And then here again, just sitting in those holes, finding the right zone. And Patrick has a laser arm, so he can make anything work. So it puts a lot of stress on the defense. It's going to be really tough for the Bucs D. They're going to have to find ways to neutralize this.
So we saw him attacking middle of the field. What Buck fans really know he does is stretch the field. His deep speed is insane, and Carlton Davis knows above all. It's just if you don't jam him at the line, you let him win, he can create space. I know he drops this ball here, but the amount of attention he deserves is insane. I mean, immediately winning off the snap, off the release. I mean, if he catches this could have been a touchdown. What do you see here?
Yeah, they're definitely gonna have to bracket him in. Like you definitely need help over the top. I don't know why the safety is all the way over where he was, so you definitely can't let him, beat you one on one. And that release is, everything.
Yeah, they didn't watch the Week 12 game, I guess. But next weapon, the next massive weapon, Travis Kelsey. Tell me a little bit about him.
He's ridiculously good. I think he's probably their best offensive weapon. Yeah, I know we talked a lot about Tyreek Hill, but Travis is really the guy that makes everything work. I mean, he's always there, reliable on third down, and he can just make people miss as you see this route. I mean, this is a complex route, and he runs it to perfection.
A
And
little wide receiver, shifty wide receiver route, like Wes Welker type of stuff. I mean, that's insane for a guy that size to do this. And then again, getting the ball out in space to this big old tight end, which shouldn't be doing stuff like this, flying through the air. The guy's gifted. I believe he's the main priority. I mean, these are the times where Mahomes is running to the sideline, like you see here, just to find a massive, just easy target in the middle of the field. I mean, this is the stuff where Mahomes can find it over and over, even when the play does break down, like you see here. Look at this timing. He's not open. He's big enough. I'll just throw it to space, and he'll get it. What do you see with him?
yeah, I mean, it's really tough to stop. I mean, just the awareness that he shows here, Patrick and Travis being on the same page. He's like, okay, you're going to throw it to me. There's space over here to the left. And you really don't teach quarterbacks to do that, throw across your body. So it's just crazy what he can do. But yeah, I mean, he's again here, not really open. That's Chad Henne throwing the ball, but he finds ways to make plays, and he's going to be critical, to find a way to contain him because he's always the guy that gets the ball on third down. It seems like.
And so to speak, that they say Levante David's going to be covering him. I don't think you can cover him with just one guy. You're going to have to do a group effort, 11 working as one, and just the creative ways they find to get him the ball. I mean, Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy deserve credit for everything they do on this offense. But we keep going on. Not only is it them two, they have plenty of other speed. We mentioned McCole Hardman, but also Patrick Mahomes and his legs. You can't think you won if you're doing coverage. So even if the line breaks down, Mahomes can do stuff like this and make you pay that way. Buccaneer fans, again, know this. That's where we lost that first week 12 matchup. So how do you beat this, Plus? What do you got to do?
Got to pressure him, and you hope you can pressure him with the front four. As we see Atlanta does here, does a good job of stunting and really keeping him inside the pocket. And also you look at the coverage; they double Tyreek Hill, and they also double Travis Kelsey. So that's something that I think the Bucs are definitely going to try to employ. Try to bracket them in. Because you can see Patrick, he's definitely staring at those options and he takes too long to get to his next read. And it forces a bad throw incompletion. So that's what we got to hope for.
It's something where let anyone else beat you besides Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelsey. And then proof is in the pudding with our defensive line. Our front four is nasty. It is good enough. It showed itself in that first matchup where they won when they had their best linemen out there. And still, Shaq Barrett, JPP 8. And guess what? Now we got Vita Vea in the middle. So what do you like with our defensive line?
Yeah, I think this is definitely where the game's going to be won, as it always is up front. So you look at our front seven. I think it's one of the top fronts in the league. And with JPP and Shaq, and now Vita Vea back, yeah, we should have an advantage there. And that's something that we're going to have to take just do our best and win up front and get after Patrick Mahomes, as you see here, and try to make a decision that he doesn't want to.
And it's the diverse ways we can use him. JPP inside, pass rushing. I mean, this is disgusting. Look how much, and then Shaq coming from the whole other side of the field, just get in after the pass rush. This is the last game of the year, guys. They're going to be putting all their effort into it. And I really like how you see in the background, again, front seven working together. Devin White's over here looking at the slot wide receiver coming out, but he's also sort of shadowing Patrick Mahomes here, keeping his eyes on the quarterback. If he runs, I'm still there with him to stay with him. Really like that. Bracketing everything. I mean, it's going to be hard. There's a lot of weapons to cover. And then Ndamukong Suh, he's going to have his old running mate with him, Vita Vea here. So I don't know if Suh's going to be getting double teams like this during this game. What do you think?
Yeah, that's good news for for us. Again, it's still going to be a challenge. I mean, this Chiefs team is very good. There's no doubt about it. They're the defending champions, but when you look at our front seven going up against the matchups that they're going to have, obviously this is where we should be able to win up front. And, as you see there, just nice use of stunt. Unfortunately, that was a penalty and it reverted the interception, but you just like how we're winning against these guys. And now with Vita Vea, things should be open definitely more.
And I also want to show on this play. So, yeah, our front four were winning the whole entire game. It's just they didn't get to Patrick Mahomes till the second half. So, what did the Chiefs do? They had to help him out in some way. He was getting after it so much. They send in all these guys. So, there's like 6 to 7 guys sitting in here trying to help block our 4 pass rushers, and they still get in. That's how much of wreaking havoc they were doing in this game. And now add that Vita Vea. Buck fans know, Chief fans, I think you're going to figure out how good this defensive line really is. And that's going to be the deciding factor to us who wins and who loses this game. But now let's move over to the offense. How to attack their defense. What do you see here?
Yeah, you can try to run the football, and I think that's something that the Bucs are going to definitely attempt to do. As you see here, this is a kind of run that the Bucs like. They do a excuse me, they do a double pull here, and then there's cutback lanes open, so you could definitely see Ronald Jones or Leonard Fournette definitely take advantage. Yep.
Yeah, and their linebackers over pursuit, cutback lane. Look at that wide open hole. All day, daylight. Rojo, once he finds a hole, he's just as aggressive as Nick Chubb, or maybe even more. But let's keep going on. How do you beat their pass rush? They are a very aggressive team. Spagnuolo has their dogs literally coming at them. How do you beat them?
Yeah, play action, and you do, screens like here, to the tight end. We've seen it time and time again. We have the Gronk screen that works very well. So you could do stuff like that, Chris Godwin on his screens or Mike Evans, et cetera, Scotty Miller. You got to do this stuff to slow down their, their blitz attempts and their pass rush for sure. So this is something to look out for, especially when they come out in certain looks. But again, here, play action, got to find the holes. There is going to be holes available as they are mainly a zone coverage team. And again, just tack, behind the linebackers in front of the safeties. There's going to be options.
Yeah, don't force this deep action, deep plays. Chris Sims made a point of saying it's either a home run or a strikeout type of offense. I mean, we don't need to be doing that. Find the underneath options, find the holes in the defense. I mean, don't pigeonhole to just, let's go over the top every play, because then we will be striking out a lot, and you don't need to be striking out like they did in this first matchup, week 12, 3 or 4 3-and-outs in a row, being down 17 hole, and pretty much losing the game right there in the first quarter. And then more play action. We love play action. Break down this a little bit more.
Yeah, again, it's just, basic play action. You're moving the pocket a little bit, but you look at that, open gap that you're creating. That's where you want to go to. So again, running a streak, running a over, under it, you're going to have open options there, especially with the weapons that we can, provide. And then again, play action, using your tight ends inside the red zone. This is something we've done plenty of times with all our tight ends. You can easily see Cameron Brate do that, or even Gronkowski. It's a good option because you're creating space, as you see there.
And you're also making, if it's man defense, a guy like Tyrann Mathieu have to do man running across the defense, could be running into his own player, could be a natural pick here. I mean, it's just making it harder on the defense, not to mention size. I mean, this guy is probably 6'4", 6'5", against 5'9", 5'10". I like the matchup, especially if it's 1 or 2 yards to get. Use it. Another one here, Tom Brady with this view. If he sees this guy one-on-one with Tyrann Mathieu, and Matthew's giving inside leverage, and we're running a corner route, Tom Brady's throwing this immediately. Josh Allen didn't read this correctly. I mean, look at this. Let this thing loose, you got a big gain. Right to the corner. The only guy that's you have to worry about is if you throw it too much out of bounds. But holding it too long, aggressive Chiefs defense puts him down. I mean, just timing, execution, that's what it's going to take to beat this Chiefs team. The defense has holes. You just got to find them when they're there. And also, what do you got to do? Beat your one-on-ones. We didn't do that early on in the first game. What do you see here at the bottom of your screen?
Right. Yeah, you got to win your one-on-ones, like you said. We're gonna get some matchups like this. Whether it be Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, Scotty Miller. those guys got to, just win. And, Tom's going to put the ball on the money. And yeah, we got to make plays like this happen because it's very important. You have to win those matchups, especially in a Super Bowl type of game where, things are going to be, they're going to play hard and play tight. But when they don't play man and you have, options against their zone defense, you got to hit the underneath options. And that's, like you see here to the tight end or to a running back out in the flat, just take those easy yards and try to get first downs.
Again, don't push the ball deep. Don't force it. Don't be the home run option every play, like Chris Sims mentions. Take what the defense gives you. It's that easy. And then if you give Tom Brady any time, he's going to attack. He's going to kill you. And this is just time. I mean, if you have time, he's going to find the open man. And once you get it, make a play. Don't fumble the ball in the end zone. Cleveland fans, I guarantee, are pissed off about that. But what do you see here?
Right. And like you said, it comes down to protection. And, our offensive line has been doing a great job. And hopefully that continues on Sunday. Because you're right. I mean, if Tom has time to throw, you can make the big plays like you see here. And you just got to finish them.
Yeah, and now let's look about this. Week 12 stats. Kansas City blitzed Brady on 45.2% of his dropbacks. That equated to 11 for 19, almost 58% completion percentage, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. That's insane. Almost 50%. When they didn't blitz, guess what happened? He lit him up. I told you, if he has time, 72, almost 73%, 2 touchdowns. I like this, Brady, but the Chiefs are going to be wanting to do this over and over and over again. They want to put him on his back, get him rattled. I mean, look at the stuff they do. Dynamic blitzes just make you rush the decision, even though athletic Baker Mayfield can't get away. But how do we beat that?
Yeah, pass protection is going to be important. We're going to have to, if we have to bring in extra guys to help block, that's what we need to do. We've seen it before where they use a 6-man line. We've seen Joe Haig in there, help for passing plays, and Gronk does it as well. So yeah, we just got to know when they're coming as far as their blitz, and then just have an option to attack it. Have something to go to short, whether it be a quick slant or something over the middle where we can beat them. Because look at all that space. I mean, look at all this space that is available in the middle of the field as you let this run here. There's a lot of space there. If you can find a quick option over the middle there, that's where you need to attack.
And these are areas where we say don't just go for the home run every time. There's a slant, like you're saying, quick little options, moving middle of the field, finding space. I mean, don't just straight run. I mean, that looks like a Buccaneer play right there, just going for 4 verticals. But you got to be sequencing. You got to run this timing wise. It can't just be deep shots every play. And then the honey badger. What do you see here?
Yeah, we put this play in here just to be aware of him at all times because he can make some plays. Again, he's just a very instinctual player. And again, I don't think Tom would do this kind of thing, but you just have to be aware where he is because he can make, really good plays on the football like this.
And it's scary just with pressure. This is what happens. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the film study of the Super Bowl. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be exciting. Either way, enjoy it. I think it's going to be one of the best Super Bowls of all time. I mean, the greatest of all time versus possibly the next greatest. We'll see, guys. Hope you enjoyed the content. Hit that like button, subscribe, comment if you haven't. With that said, until the next one.